we have another edition of the School Spotlight. It's Bekah Berger here, and we're going to go actually back to the UCAP school because they've had a couple changes recently, including a new director. So I wanted to welcome on to the School Spotlight Director Lynn Prentiss. Hey, Lynn.
Hello, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much for coming on. Congratulations on your new position at the UCAP school. And for those who aren't familiar with the UCAP school, tell us all about it.
So the UCAP School is a small independent school in Providence that serves about 140 students each year in the grades 7th and 8th grade. It's been in its inception, it started in 33 years ago by the director named Rob DeBlois, who has since retired about 3 years ago. And the vision he had for the school was to have a place for students who have shown academic struggles in the past or been retained in grade, to have another place, an alternative place to go. So we serve students who have been retained in grade. We serve students who have academic struggles that are really achieving at 2 or more grade levels below. And we also serve students who just need a different place to be. Like I said, it's a small school, 140 students in total. So it's a little bit more of an intimate type of setting for kids.
And so with 140 students, is it harder to get kids in there since you have such a limited amount?
So yes and no. We notoriously have had wait lists to get into the school, but we do a couple of things differently. The first thing, and most notable, is we accelerate students in grade. So if a student has been retained in grade, which means they've been held back, they have the opportunity to make that grade up. So we work really closely, our staff works really closely with students and families to ensure they get the skills and knowledge they need to transition to high school in their age appropriate grade. So that means we're really aligning the standards and making sure students are showing proficiency on those standards, so they are really ready to attack high school in the most successful way.
And I know it's in Providence. You don't necessarily need to be from Providence to go to the UCAP school, or you do?
So you don't. So right now we serve students in Providence, Central Falls, and Cranston. In the past, we've had relationships with other school districts as well. So that's been really exciting. And every now and again, a school district could make a decision to send a single student to our school. We just, we collaborate on that and what that would look like. Absolutely.
Now, and I remember from prior interviews with the UCAP school, you all do something a little different in your day-to-day. It's not just classroom. There's some hands-on experiences that your students can take advantage of.
Yeah, so the one big highlight of UCAP, and it's something that really gets students and families really excited about sending their kids here, is we have an extensive Beyond You program. It's called Beyond You, Beyond UCAP. And that includes all of our activities that are beyond the school day. So that includes dances and athletics, but it also includes after school programming. And it's really unique because we are very fortunate. We have a number of people out there that really love this school and appreciate this school and donate to the school. So we're able to offer really extensive programming. And that includes classes like cooking and gymnastics. We have fitness and boxing happening right now. We also have academic programming like homework help. And we're helping students who are applying for high schools like classical that might need a little additional support before they take the assessment to get into the schools. So we do a lot of programming like that as well. We also have summer programming, and our summer programming is really blowing up and really extensive this year, where we have 4 full weeks that students can engage with. And that those programs have an academic and social and emotional component to it. So they'll be learning about, like one of our weeks is Save the Bay. So they'll actually go to Save the Bay for the week. They'll be learning a ton about the water and science, and then actually really engage hands-on with that content. Another week, and not to be a spoiler alert, but another week we have is called Survivor Week. So they'll be really doing a lot of things like kayaking and camping, all while learning about, nature and what does it mean to survive in the wild. So we really try to offer students opportunities to engage with community partners and learn new skills, interests, and hobbies through those programs. So it is really an exciting piece of coming to UCAP.
Absolutely. Those weeks sound like a lot of fun, especially Save the Bay. We're so lucky to live in a state where students can actually take advantage of something like that. And Lynn, being the new director of the UCAP school, you actually have a personal connection to the school.
I do. I've 18 years ago, I was very fortunate to be Rob Du Bois's assistant here at the school, our founding director. And I was so impressed with the school, the vision, the students, the staff here, that I actually went back to school for education. And since that time, I have, dedicated my professional life to urban education, to equity in education. And I became a math teacher. And my goal was always to eventually get back into leadership and find my way back. And so I've been in this position now for 4 months, and I am literally living the dream. So
That is amazing. And I love that you already sort of had that connection to the UCAP school, and it inspired you to actually seek a career in education and leadership.
yes, for sure. And, to really understand what the UCAP school offers, this is a fantastic place to work, lead, and learn, truly. And to meet the staff here who are dedicated professionals, who really come to school every day, committed to kids, is really, really unique.
So obviously the last 2 years have been challenging for students, and maybe some are not ready for a full classroom setting, or they're not ready to move quite onto high school yet because they felt a little bit held back over the last 2 years. Do you feel like the UCAP school can help in that way?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We fully believe our kids need more and they should get more. And, small classes will definitely help with that, with our adult and student ratio. But the other piece is really making sure we have the resources in place for kids. And that includes human resources. So one of the things that we really try to do is make sure that whenever possible, having 2 adults in the classroom, when you have 14 to 18 kids in a classroom, that really decreases the student adult ratio in those classes. So that's really helpful. And then with, between our after school programming and extra support and help, really identifying the skills that kids are missing, and then really targeting our instruction around that. So teaching the grade level content, but really making sure that we're filling in those gaps. So students leave us feeling like they're prepared for high school. There's nothing worse than feeling like you're behind or you don't understand something. And it's harder to be really positive about school when that's what school's all about, a part of it, so we really make sure that we have those pieces intact.
And so for those watching School Spotlight, how can people find out more about the UCAP school if they're interested, if they have a student at home that could take advantage of your great programs?
So first and the easiest is to go right onto our website, ucap.org, and there is a button to apply. So feel free to do that. They can also give us a call and call us at 401-272-0881 and speak with Deb. And Deb is our recruiter, and she can help any family get whatever information they need about this school. And they can also come in for a tour. I'd also like to make a quick plug. This weekend, we will be actually at Providence Place Mall on Saturday. So if they wanted to come see us, we'll have a table set up near the food court, and myself and Deb will be there, and we can tell them a little bit more about the school, and we'll also have applications and maybe cookies. Just saying.
Maybe you had me at cookies right
Just
outside
saying.
the food court too. The UCAP school going to be set up at the Providence Place Mall this Saturday. We got it. Lynn Prentiss, the director of the UCAP school in Providence. Thank you so much for coming on our School Spotlight.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.